Now, this is a heads up for all of you TEA folk who think that it takes big budgets and lots of technical bells and whistles to get the attention of the awards nominations committee. Here to disabuse you of that notion is the AOA Museum Rehabilitation on a limited budget. Rainis Museum, Tadenava, Latvia. No gadgets, no technology, just Rainis. And a mere US $50,000 brings 530 square meters to life with a collection of beautifully designed and crafted wooden interactives that metaphorically stand for key moments in Latvia's most famous poet, playwright, and politician's life, Rainis. Deputy Director for Planning and Development, Association of Memorial Museums, Sanita Kossovica, close, and creative lead and designer, H2E Design Studio, Holgers Elers. Please welcome them.
Before I start, I would like to tell you that our project is completely different from all other projects which you saw before. So we are going back to our roots. And let's start with a small video. And the reason why we are two here on the stage goes all the way back to the year 1865. That is the year that Rainis was born. Rainis is a Latvian poet, playwright, and the important shaper of 20th century Latvian identity. Rainis Museum Tadenava is devoted to him, and it is in Latvia. Where is Latvia, you may ask? Well, you see, it is a very huge country, and it is 1,700 miles away from this place. Rainis was born in Latvia's countryside, in a small village, Tadenava. And even now, in this distant area lives only 18 people. So it means you can imagine how many Tadenavas we can put in this room, because you are almost, I don't know, 600, 500 people. So, and with the help of the new exhibition, we can attract to this distant area each year 185 times more visitors than the number of local inhabitants who live there. And so it is so important for local municipality, local people, and we can say that we are bringing tourism industry to this distant area. Tiny industry, but still it is industry. So about the museum complex. So it consists of the house, shed, visitor center, bath house, and ice basement. The exhibition is in the house. This is a home for Rainis. It was built by his father, and he spent there his first 3.5 years. So all first impressions he received here in this house. And he first saw the sun there, and the sun is a very important symbol in his poetry. He made first steps, said first words, And so it was our idea that this museum must be a childhood museum. And the main target audience must be families with kids, kids who can feel free in the museum, who can push and pull and touch and use all their senses when explore and be very active. And this approach shaped the concept for the exhibition, exploring through active participation and involvement. We wanted to create an exhibition which is in contrast with the digitalization of age. So, no gadgets, no technologies, just Rainis. We can even say that the narrative was written by Rainis because we used the fragments from his poems when creating texts and story. Of course, with a small help of copywriters. And main emphasis was to create a correlation between the nature all around in this distant area, because this museum is in the middle of woods and meadows, very beautiful. Correlation between the architecture, as this house really was built by his father, and we preserved it, and we changed just a little. And between the exhibition content and design solutions. And now I'm giving my floor to the creative lead from design company H2E, Holgers Elers.
Thank you very much. The main symbol of this exhibition is the sun, which we choose to symbolize with this small wooden ball. And this is the key of the exhibition. The sun is a feature of Rainis poetry, and this ball symbolically introduced visitors to new exhibition. This symbolizes Rainis' discovery of the world as a child. It looks like this.
You have to put this small ball somewhere, and it opens the narrative and opens the content.
How was this idea born? The museum was opened in 1958 in Tadenava, and it was rebuilt in 2016. And during this reconstruction, I visited the museum with my wife and kids, and on the way home we talked about what we had seen. And unfortunately, my eldest daughter said, "Whatever you do, don't do anything digital here, please." She's 17. Yeah, kids. And after that, this idea appealed to me, and I realized that this was the key of the design concept. But then I have only one question: to be or not to be? That is the question. And I have answer, of course, to be. Then I decided it will not be a memorial house full of old stuff, what Rainis never touched. Rainis was a child here, and this place should be viewed from kids' perspective. As you know, a child's personality takes shape up to age of 3. The things that kids discover and learn during this period is the start of everything they do from that point on. So, and then I decided that museum visitors should physically and manually have to discover the museum content. This small wooden ball is the key with which try to prompt people to be active explorers. Video, please.
Yes. Some more examples. And now part for recommendations. So please remember, kids learn by doing, but adults, at least in Latvia, are different. They search for instructions, they read and only then act, but kids are more intuitive users and they just do.
Yes, that's the way they are, and we trust them. How is the viewing and participation in the exhibition organized? We planned. Entering the museum, every person is presented with this small wooden ball, which must be handed back when leaving.
I will show you how it looks. So they are taking this small ball and then goes to the exhibition, and then when they return, they have to give back this ball.
But actually, lots of people want to keep this ball as a souvenir.
It is not very cost effective because we have to produce all the time new and new balls.
But I think that's cool. That's cool. And visitors not taken anywhere, there is no set order in which he must discover the exhibition. We allowed everyone to find their own path around Rainis' childhood house. And I think this is a unique thing that makes this museum different from others. I hope so.
Yes, because we trust them. They can do whatever they want. And about lessons learned, we made as well worksheets, and we thought that it would help to understand the content and give directions. But unfortunately, it turned out that these worksheets were left alone on the windowsills, and visitors just had fun in just investigating by doing, not reading. And even if now you are careful and you look at this picture, you can see that this girl is holding one of those worksheets, but she is holding it upside down, so it means she doesn't read, she just draws. It is so typical. It is a typical situation. So it was our mistake or lessons learned.
Yeah, and working on the exhibition, I understood that in this digital age, it is possible. Really, it is possible to reject multimedia and complex technologies. Yes, of course, it's not easy. Absolutely not easy. But as a result, there is great satisfaction in involving visitors in a process of discovery and engaging their minds. Yes, of course, digital solutions are great. And as you see before, give us huge opportunities. But sometimes, I believe sometimes it is necessary to going back to basics, to our roots. And this is a return to what we can feel with our hands, taste and smell, because this is how we first discovered the world as a kids, and I believe that this experience is hard to forget.
And now about best memories. As the entire process when we created this exhibition was very fun. We felt ourselves like in a real playground, like back in our childhood. And if we say that this small wooden ball is a key for visitors, which opens the narrative, the content, because you can read text as well, only then if you put this ball somewhere. And then this key for us, this wooden ball was key how to create the exhibition itself.
And this job gave me the chance to return to childhood, to cast everything superfluous aside and think about basic values. And in our great poet Rainis' works, he talks about basic values. And these are gradually relieved. In childhood, it seems like a fairy tale, but when you grow up, you find a lot of wisdom of the same text. And I believe if we are lucky as a kid to don't lose the ability to be open to the world, then the world is open to us, and everything we do has meaning. Thank you very much.
All right, all you folks with little museums, let's have some questions.
You did.
Okay, so I've got them down here. Coming your way.
Hi, my name's Nicole. I'm with the Orlando Science Center, and I was curious about how your museum is staffed. Are there any facilitators on the floor, or do you offer any additional programming?
Actually, we are having some programs, of course, in this museum. One way how you can discover this museum is that you are just going you're alone, so families with kids, with mother and father. But at the same time, we have as well museum guide, which gives another level of understanding of the content, because even you saw there was a cradle, and you can put this small ball in the cradle, and then it swallows, and that's it. But if you are going together with a guide, so she explains that the mother of Rainis liked to sing the songs, lullabies. So it means that is the reason why there is this cradle, and when the kid is small, he can't understand the texts, but he can hear the melody. And so we created a melody in this cradle. So it is another option how to use this text, and we are having, as it is a very beautiful nature all around, we are having some special paths where to walk around. Then you can go to the bathhouse, use it, a sauna, and as well you can go and watch birds and listen birds. So with some specialist ornithologist, I don't know in English this word, it's Latvian ornithologist, probably you have the same, I don't know. And so there is a different kind of as well programs, but all of them are very sincere, very, I don't know, warm-hearted, and really you feel your intuition, and so natural.
Thank you.
There's somebody else right in here, wasn't there? Okay. More questions?
Please come to Tadenava.
Yes, please.
It is open just 3 months in a year, so it is summertime museum. So please come, and then you can ask the question, and I can be your personal guide there. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.